Okay everybody, this is the complete transformation process for Newage's legendary heroes, Behemoth, which is the shattered glass version of Sludge. You're going to be seeing the transformation process of the original mould though, which is exactly the same, as I say, just different colours. Hope this helps because it is a tutorial. Okay everybody, this is the complete transformation process for Newage's take on Dinobot Sludge. Just a reminder, this is only the transformation process and the review has been separately uploaded. Also, this is really quite tricky, really intricate, and indeed quite fiddly. So I'm going to make this a tutorial video as well, so I hope it helps you out at the same time. Right then, let's start off with the tail. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the tail, and you can see it's going to split in half. So it's probably best if you start there, separate the two parts of the tail like so, then come to the top. These are going to lift off there, and now what we can do is we can separate all of this in half, just like that. Right, there we go. Now what I want you to do is open this right out to the side, repeat the same process on here, so it looks a little bit like that. Right, now, and hopefully you'll be able to see, look how clever this is. There's the robot arms, they're all tucked away inside there. Right, so let's take the tail and let's fold it all in on itself. That should fit snugly there. That should fit snugly into there. And then this is where it gets tricky. So hold on to the grey part, fold it in, but then make sure this hinge folds over as well. Not just like that, you have to have the hinge as well, otherwise you can't complete the next process and you'll snap the leg off. So this is now going to spin on that axis a full 180 degrees, so you can then clip that in, and that's going to be his leg. It's probably best now that you then fold the toes in on that, rotate the dinosaur leg up, fold it out, and then tuck them in there out of the way. He says, yep, that's it. They're just going to rest like that for now. Now you're going to turn your attention to the underside. So what we've got, this part here is clipped in, so just separate that like so. Fold out here, and then fold out this tiny little tab as well. What we're looking at doing now then is tucking the tail into there. This will fold up over it. This little tab, make sure it stays up out of the way, because you're going to then bring the front of the leg from around the front like so, and it's now in a second, there you go, going to slot back over, and you can hook this in place. So we shrunk that was originally lined up with there, now it's lined up on that side. Fold out the back tab for the leg, and now we're going to tab this into the second hole on the inside of the boot. Is it the second? Let me make sure it is. Yes, it is. It's the second hole that's going to just tab in. There you go, like so. So that's one leg done. Like I said, quite tricky. We're going to repeat the same process. So while it's still out, fold this tail into itself again. This is that tricky hinge part. Fold the whole hinge out, keep it there. Then you can rotate the whole leg around. Once you've done that, you know you're in the right position because you can straighten the leg up. See, it's just slightly off. Mine was just slightly off, so we just need to readjust. There we go. Once you've got the leg straight, it's pretty much home stretch. Take the dinosaur leg, toes in, foot in, close in, lift up. Once again, don't forget to separate here at the front and indeed at the back. Fold out the back tab, which you're just going to smooth off the leg. Fold out the bit which is going to cover the tail, which we fold in underneath like so. That's going to fold around like that. Don't forget to fold out this little tab, and then if you remember, this is where we're going to shorten the leg, so we're going to bring this over, so this can now reach. That's still not flush all the way over. It needs to come a little bit more, because what you need to be able to do is shorten the distance so this can tab onto there. So just bear with me a second, let me see what I'm doing. I'm going to also tab this into the underside of the second hole there. You can see there where that's going to line up just under there. That's it, that's gone in just about, and because that's gone in, it's now shortened that distance, so that has fixed that. There are your legs. Crazy. Right, now fold this down, rotate 180 degrees, then stand it back up like so. So there we go. And the reason for that is you want this part, this hip skirt, at the front. Now if you turn your attention to the arms, you're going to fold them out, fold the toes in. Watch this part here. This is going to rotate up like so. So you've just covered that gap, and then you're going to rotate up like so. The reason why you need to do that is for this is going to pull out in a second, so I'm going to show you that in a second. So what we did was fold the toes in, take this out, rotate this part up, there we go, up, and then rotate up like so. You'll know you've got it right because there's no obstruction here on this grey part. So when I separate this, and you now see the robot arms, so ingenious. What we need to do now is separate this. The wings do come separated off here, and they will come out and they will tab into that little hole there as well. So what we've got, you can't see it, it's all underneath here. This is going to come apart from there, sorry. It's going to come apart from there, it's going to fold out, and then you need to just slightly twist it just to line it up with that hole there. You can then bring the arms down, make sure that these come keep them there. And then we're gonna, you see this won't press down, it's just come slightly out of alignment. So I need to push that down, now it'll fit, and that'll tuck away quite neatly. It really does need to fold down over, like so. So when you fold these back, you can see these are gonna tuck neatly into the back there. So before we now finish this off, take the shoulder joint, roll that forward, so that's ready to line up. This joint here is gonna move into there. You'll see there is a red tab. If I slot this forward, there moves the red tab. That's gonna line in. Everything's pretty much ready to line in. Let's take the dinosaur head, extend this neck part out to reveal the head, fold the head out, and now let's just look to line everything up. So if I can show you what we're looking at, when I fold this part of the head over, there's some tabs there either side, and there's some clips just underneath right there. So when you bring this under, move these out of the way, and then bring this down. I haven't shifted it over far enough. Let's turn it around. There you go. That's giving the clearance on the back. So now we can just snap all of this together. There we go. Shoulders are in. You can rotate the dinosaur neck all the way down and out of the way. Make sure that leg's in. And then, of course, your finishing touches. I haven't put the fists on this. You can do this transformation with or without the fists on. I'm going to open up these. The fists would be in there. And then it's just a case of positioning everything how you want to. There we go, guys. So then let's take him back to his alternate mode. So I'm going to start off with just separating, and I've got to confess I hate doing this because my copy is really, really tight, and I genuinely think I'm going to break it. So you do need a teeny bit of force. I'm going to extend the head all the way out on this slide for now and just leave it out of the way. Now what we need to do, if you remember, is bring all these, so fold these in. If you've got your fists on, you're absolutely fine. You can still complete the transformation process with the fists on. This is what we did. If you remember, we're going to fold the shoulder bit down, like so. We're going to fold the fists in, and then before we start to fold this over, if you remember, if I just lift these up out of the way, we need to separate these again, and then bring these into that place. There we go. So I'm going to do that on both sides, separate and fold that in, because then that makes it easier for this. You need to bend the arms, follow the contour of the outer shell. So bring this up. So to be honest, that one I've moved, this one I haven't, I forgot to. So this is the red part there, the shoulder. Once you've got this, you're going to slide it down. See how that's moving? Oh, you can't see what I'm doing yet. I want to bring it over so you can see that this should just slide like that. There we go. And then we're going to correct the orientation. So that's what we're looking like so far. It's looking a mess, I know it is, but that's how we're ready to go. Right, let's now fold this over, rotate that 180 degrees, and now tilt the legs down. This is a good marker for you because this here is going to be the very base. So we've pretty much got most of this upper part done. So if you want, you can bring these over. You can see that these fists are now going to clear there. Now we just need to sort out this, tucking the head into the back of the dinosaur. I need to slot this down. For some reason, it's not moving on that slide how I want it to. For some reason, I don't know why. I'm going to come back to that in a second. What I need to do, though, is fix these legs. And so remember that this grey part is going to be the base, so make sure that that is like that. Okay, right, let's take these legs out. If you remember, it's all to do with the legs out and then folding them back in. So let's separate via this little tab here. He says with no nails, that's it, lifting that up. Then of course separate that little tab which is holding that leg part together, and now this part. So these will splay completely open. Fold up this, fold out the tail. Don't forget that extra hinge to fold it right the way out. Right, collapse this in like so, then collapse this part down, and then you're going to clip it all back together. So now it's going on the outside like this. This is not going to go into the second hole, this is going to go into the first hole. So the first hole is looking like there. So that's slotting over, that's going to clip in, and of course the foot will sit there as well. Now remember that's out there, make sure this hinge is completely out of the way. That's this one here that's moving, because if it isn't, you won't be able to rotate it all the way around like so. That's how you know, of course, it's in the right position. That'll fold back in, and then you can collapse the leg over itself and pretty much wait there, because we just need to tidy everything up. Right, turn our attention to this side. So again, separate this little hook from here, like so. Separate this tab from the back. Again, splay open all of the inner workings of the leg. Fold open this, fold the tail out, and again, don't forget to fold that extra hinge. You saw that extra hinge come all the way out then. Fold the little grey tab away, fold that in there so it goes flush. Fold the back end of the calf down, tuck this all inside itself, and then let's start to line all these bits up. So this is now going to go, I believe, is it on the second or the, no, it's got to be the inside, hasn't it? It's got to be the inside because it needs to come closer. There's the tab in there, which I'm trying to locate, and it's just slightly off, and that's probably because of this tail part. So let's see if I can realign all this for us. Bring this over, and let me just see why it's not going in. Sometimes they make these that's better, really difficult, and in my opinion I don't think they need to be this intricate. Right, so once we've got that tail out there, now it's a case of rotating this on the axis again. If you remember, 180 degrees, that's going to slot into there. Fold the tail out, it's just ever so slightly off, so fold this out, fold this out, and then the other bit of the tail in there. Let's start to bring this all together over here. I'm just going to line up the back half first, so make sure the fists are tucked. See, if you did have the fists, you could put them in, no problem whatsoever. Let's just cover the dinosaur claws and line the tail up. Bring this out, fold out the large legs, correct the orientation of that, fold out the large legs and feet, correct the orientation of that. And now what we're going to do is the same with the little legs. So fold this part forward, bring out the claws from there. You can see what I mean about this being difficult. Fold out this, spin it around, turn it over, and fold out the dinosaur claws. Let me just sit this down, and then we can sort out that neck. Okay then, so where I was going wrong, I was obviously just trying to close this up like so. What you need to do is hold on to the red part, take the neck, push this fully down, and then that will line up flush. And very simply, just before you tab these together, bring this into position and then start to clip everything over. These little bits will of course fold over the top and indeed hold the whole outer shell as it is, because it is very clever. It is a shell, it has covered up the robot arms. That's going to hold that into position. Oh, I've bent his ankle underneath. Let's straighten him all out, and indeed correct the neck orientation as well. As I said, the key points to remember when you're doing this, that grey part there, which funnily enough I'm just fully tabbing in now, that's your base. So remember that if ever you start to get lost, because there's lots of twisting and turning. Anyway, hope this helped you out, because I know there isn't a reverse transformation process in the instructions. Take care, guys.